What's up, guys? It's your boy Justin here with another graphic novel review. Today we're reviewing West Coast Avengers Family Ties, written by Steve Englehart, with art by Al Milgrom and Joe Sinnott and a couple others. This is the Marvel Premiere Edition, rated A for all ages, which I disagree with that, which we'll get into that. This goes for 35 US, 39 Canadian. It collects West Coast Avengers from 1985 issues 1 through 9 and Vision the Scarlet Witch from 1985 issues 1 through 2. So yeah, this is the start of the West Coast Avengers, which they did say that that this isn't their first appearances. So on the team you have Hawkeye as the leader, which is a little weird because he's always been kind of a rebel on the team. You got Wonder Man, whose glasses change from red later on. Iron Man, Mockingbird, who is Hawkeye's new wife, and Tigra. So yeah, the first issue is like 39 pages. So yeah, the first arc of this comic book is of the series is you have the West Coast Avengers who are operating out of LA. By the way, like, comment, subscribe. I don't know if I mentioned that. And they get visited by Hank Pym, who's a retired superhero, but is kind of bored and kind of lonely. Decides to become basically the Jarvis of the West Coast Avengers, which when Iron Man and I think it was Iron Man and Hawkeye hear this, they're like, "What the heck, man? You're a superhero. You're too good for that." So yeah, what happens is that our characters get attacked. Half our team gets attacked, and the reason why Hank is initially there is because there's a super villain called Goliath, and Hank Pym used to be one of his superhero identities was Goliath. So they get attacked by these robots, and it turns out to be they were working for Ultron, who has teamed up with the Lethal Legion, which the Lethal Legion is Reaper, which is Wonder Man's brother. You have Necra, who is an albino African vampire. You have I forget this guy, but he can use he can create zombies and control zombies. You have Man-Ape from Wakanda, which this guy's from, I think they said he's from New Orleans. And you have Ultron, which you think Ultron would have been, sufficient enough for the team. But this team's a little underpowered. Which the reason why they're attacking the West Coast Avengers, because Reaper, and you also have tie-ins with the the Vision Scarlet Witch, who just got married, by the way, and they're getting hassled by Peter Gyrick, who's been who's like a government stooge who hates X-Men, hates the Avengers, and the reason why it ties in because the Lethal Legion wants to kidnap Vision and Wonder Man because Wonder Man and Vision both have memories of the original Wonder Man, which is Simon Williams, which Reaper has this idea in his head that Wonder Man is not the real Simon Williams, that he's like a mutant that just is like a mutant freak who just happens to have his brother's memories. So he teamed up with Ultron and the Lethal Legion to capture Wonder Man and Vision. Which a lot of weird stuff with the Vision, by the way. Not only is he married to Wanda, but he's on this trip that he's not actually a robot. He has a human mind. He just has a synthetic body. He's no different from people who have prosthetic arms and limbs, and he actually sees himself as Simon's brother and sees Simon's mom as his mom, which is a little weird. So yeah, there's also some so what leads to the Lethal Legion's downfall is that he gets pissed off by a couple of his by couple of his members' actions, incompetence, where you have Manape, and he goes on a rant against Manape, which Manape complains to the other black member of the team, which by the way, his girlfriend is also black. It's just that she's an albino. So he goes on this rant on Manape, and they leave the team, which causes the team to lose, the Lethal Legion to lose, and get their butts kicked by the West Coast Avengers. So yeah, that's the first arc, which I really liked the first arc. The first arc was good. The second arc, the second arc mostly has to do with Tigra and Wonder Man and Hank Pym, which Tigra is being very promiscuous, where she's like having sex with both Hank Pym and Simon behind their backs, which you get a cameo by Craven the Hunter, by the way. Also, Simon's becoming an actor. He gets a cameo on he gets to go on the Johnny Carson show. Oh, by the way, Fang is on the team, joins the team later on, but he's in a lot of these issues because he's going solo. He left the Fantastic Four, is going solo in LA. And and there's also the thing where like Hank Pym is getting prank called by Ultron, who's hassling him, and only for Ultron to show up, says I'm a good guy now, and invites him to his base, only for like a previous Ultron who just came back from the Secret Wars to show up and attack Hank Pym. And at this point, Hank Pym thinks he's betrayed, which it came off like Hank Pym is being an idiot and he's gonna get killed by Ultron. Turns out Ultron 12 was actually a good Ultron, and there's this battle, and Ultron 12 gets his butt kicked, and gets the help of Simon Williams to Wonder Man to rescue Hank Pym. Which this whole arc was so weird, man. But yeah, the main second arc is basically they get the West Coast Avengers meets the first Hispanic superhero, which I don't think that's correct, Firebird, who's part of this team called the Rangers, which here you see the Rangers, which operate out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, which is Red Wolf, Shooting Star, Knight Rider, who used to be called Ghost Rider, and I think his name is Twister. So yeah, what happens is this Firebird girl gets attacked by this demon supervillain called Master Pandemonium, and she gives her story, and the West Coast Avengers go out to fight Master Pandemonium, who has a pretty cool power, by the way. He's kind of like a satanic version of Buggy the Clown, where each of his limbs can separate from his body and become demons, which is pretty cool. And his main body can float. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And this entire arc there, Hawkeye is trying to, because the West Coast Avengers can only have 6 members of their team, they're trying to get the Thing to join their team. But at the same time, she wants to join the team. So there's crisis going there. Although there's also cameos by the Werewolf by Night and Morbius, who's his doctor, by the way. And here you get this issue, which I have this issue. I bought this issue a year ago. Thank God I never read this, because this is not it. That would have been my first introduction to the West Coast Avengers, and this issue was very weird because they go to where you basically find out Tigra's the origins to her secret powers, and it's very weird because they think it's like cat demons, but it's actually like a race of like cat people who are created by sorcerers, and she goes there because she wants to get rid of her because she used to be a feminist, so she doesn't like her cat-like instincts, which makes her have sex with random men, including the cat guy, which is, oh my god. So yeah, that was weird. So yeah, she goes to the Cat King, and the Cat King's like, kill Master Pandemonium, and then I'll cure you of your, I'll make you back to your human form. Which, then we get the final, which there's a battle between the Rangers and the West Coast Avengers, because one of them turns out to be a demon working for Master Pandemonium. So that was cool. And then we get the final arc where we find out Master Pandemonium's origin story. He was a Hollywood actor who got injured in a drunk driving accident, loses his arm, and Mephisto shows up and gives him his superpowers. Which I kind of felt bad for Master Pandemonium, because Master Pandemonium is like, yeah, he's looking for 5 demons that he needs to, like, reverse the spell that that Mephisto done on him. So yeah, we also get this Marvel Age preview comic where they talk about how the Scarlet Witch and Vision are going to have a baby. So Marvel Age was like a magazine where they would interview comic writers and artists. So what did I think about this book? I liked it, but there's lots of action. I like the chemistry with the team. I like that, even though this might be a mixed bag, that they kind of focus on some of the lesser known characters. Like not lesser known, but like characters who don't have their own series, like Wonder Man, Tigra, Hawkeye, Hank Pym, which Hank Pym's my favorite Avenger, by the way. So I thought that was cool, and I like the humor, I like the action, lots of fun. There's campy dialogue. The art is very inconsistent at times. There's bad backgrounds. The art itself looks very dated. It looks like 60s and 70s comic book art. Like, DC's art at the time was a lot better. You can even check out some of my 80s DC Comics reviews to compare to this. And like I said, there's campy, cheesy dialogue. And the celebrity cameos were weird. I don't mind, like, you have Morbius show up, Werewolf... Jack Russell, Werewolf by Night, even though it's like they were going to see him because he's like half animal, so they were like, oh, maybe he'll have, like, he'll let us, he'll have some clues on how to contact the cat people, only for it turns out Morbius does, who's his doctor, by the way, who lost his vampire powers. So yeah, and there's the weird celebrity cameos where they have Johnny Carson, Dino De Laurentiis, who was a Hollywood producer, made the Flash film, the 70s King Kong film, Dune, one of my favorite movies of all time, the David Lynch's Dune. And only for them to have like a fake Arnold Schwarzenegger, and the fake who Simon went to work as, like, actor for the, Conan, for a fake Conan movie, which is like weird that this guy who was a businessman is now an actor when he got his superpower. So yeah, there is some cheesy, campy stuff in this comic book, but if you look past it, it is good. It's a fun read, and I definitely don't regret buying the first 2 volumes of this series, despite not having read any West Coast Avengers. It was a good read. So 7 out of 10. Our next review is going to be Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 6, which I recorded back late in December, so you don't have to wait long for that. Which, the reason why we do that, because we have a rotation where we review DC, Marvel, indie / manga. So yeah, after that, our next DC review will be Infinite Crisis, which I don't have here. So look forward to that review, guys. Peace out.